Shalom, brethren. The title of today's podcast message, or whatever we call these things, is Torah and Thanksgiving. So Psalm 136, 1 through 3, give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Give thanks to the God of gods, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Alternately, more accurately, Hodu Yahweh ki tov ki leolam kazdo. Give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good, his love is everlasting. Give thanks to the Elohim of Elohim, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And give thanks to Adonai Ha'adonim, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Thanksgiving is a holiday that is uniquely American, but the concept is very biblical. Very biblical. It is a remembrance of God preserving early settlers on this continent after a terrible winter. 103 people got on the Mayflower, 53 survived the first winter. They survived terrible primitive conditions, cold, disease, lack of food, and the like until the following year or years. With the help of Massasoit Native American tribe, they were able to raise enough crops to preserve themselves and begin to grow. And when they could finally afford it, when they could finally take the time, when they had enough abundance, they held a feast in autumn to give thanks to the Creator of the universe for allowing them to live and then thrive. And it's interesting that they feasted on turkey and deer for several days. Indeed, clean foods for a festival to honor God, whether they knew it or not. So the Torah says in Deuteronomy 8:10, when you have eaten and are satisfied, you shall bless Yahweh your Elohim for the good land which he has given you. This is what they were doing, brothers and sisters. Having a national day for us to give thanks to Yahweh is a very, very good thing. The celebration does not pretend to be a holy day, but it's a day of gratitude. It's a blessing for people like us because we get to celebrate with our families without any religious tension whatsoever. The Torah commands us to give thanks when we have eaten it and we are satisfied. Even I forget to do this because our society blesses the meal before we eat. That's what we taught growing up and we do all the time. But this year, let's remember to do it at the right time. Even if we do it before, remember to do it once you're full. My family and my church family, we've had a pretty rough year. If we were to think of times being rough, that is. Because the way people believe like us, we go through life and understand that things happen, whether good or bad. Sometimes bad things happen that turn out to be good, and Yahweh is in all of it. But we've lost many loved ones this year, even some of the brethren. We lost one of our beloved dogs, and that's such a sad thing to hit the family so hard to lose Tiger the dog. And then a sister in Messiah named Edna, she passed away at a good old age after many years of health problems. A sister in our congregation lost her husband, and then she herself passed exactly a month later to the day. And this was very sad because they were 45 years old and they both had debilitating diseases for a long time. And my own mother died at a good old age. And through all this, I give thanks to Yahweh that we were all together to suffer these losses. I give thanks that I could be there for people and they could be there for me. I give thanks that we were able to afford the time and travel necessary to attend to all these things. That the nation is still good enough for us to be able to travel freely and securely. I give thanks that my children are all healthy and growing up. All of them have driver's licenses as of just a day ago, and they're becoming good citizens along the way. I give thanks for our little fellowship that shares openly and supports each other. And I give thanks for the larger brethren, the Wisconsin Feast Site, and all of our friends across the country, because having a larger group of like-minded brethren out there is a very, very comforting thing. So I hope you all find blessings in this American tradition. I hope you find many things to be thankful for. One thing we must all be thankful for is that Yahweh gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. It's a blessing in this life when Yahweh brings us through trials and when he blesses us with family, with material things, with jobs, with congregations, and with those things. But we all know at some point in time, that's going to stop. Whether individually or with a small group of people or in the very end when all the tribulation comes. And it's going to get pretty ugly for everybody at that point. But throughout all of that, we have to give thanks that Yahweh gave us his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have eternal life. The opportunity to enter eternal life with Yahweh and his Son is something that we all have to be grateful for every single day. Hodu Yahweh ki tov ki leolam kazdo. Give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good. His love is everlasting.